And welcome to week 22 of Walk the Plank, the Perry Athletic Department podcast that will take a deep dive into the week that was Perry Athletics, and we'll get a good look at this upcoming weekend and into next week as we approach a lot of our postseason play for our winter sports teams. As always, I'm joined by Gene Winters here, my co-host. Thanks for being here, Gene.
Yeah, and it seems like we've talked about this a lot recently. It's the exciting time now. It's the postseason push for a lot of these teams, or even some of them already into the postseason and trying to make their run.
Definitely, and we're going to have both our male and female athletes of the week here. Our one just finished up our postseason play in terms of bowling, and Maddie Hedge is joining us here as part of our girls wrestling program. Her postseason is going to start here sooner rather than later. So, Maddie, congratulations on being our athlete of the week.
Thank you.
All right. You get a couple of certificates here. You get a Raising Cane's box combo gift card, and then our DQ meal deal plus a Blizzard. So I'm not sure if Coach Dominish will want you to eat those now or until after the season, but you can use them whenever Coach Dominish says it's good to go. But again, congratulations on a great season so far. You are 20-7 on the year. What has been working so well for you this season to have that 20-7 record?
Probably I don't know, my mental probably. And,
okay.
From last year, just cleaning everything up over the summer, practicing and practicing over the summer. I don't know. That's probably what got me here.
Okay, that's awesome. Anytime you can get some off-season work in, and that summer is that sort of really time where you're going to see some dramatic improvements. So that's great.
And if at the end of your season last year, was it Coach Dominish or yourself that kind of pushed you to, get into a better mental state, or how does that work so that way you had something to improve on from last year and get you into a good spot for this year?
Probably Coach Dominish, because she really pushed me to eat healthy and step up my conditioning and stuff, because you need really good conditioning for wrestling, because when you get to that second period, you feel like you're going to die. I don't feel that as bad anymore.
Okay.
I mean, I still do kind of, but
Right. Not as bad as you used to, right?
Coach Dominish, she pushed me to start getting extra practices, going to mentor practices.
Okay.
Participating in freestyle and going to Spire and stuff to have practices with the boys, and just even signing up for opens, and even though I have to wrestle boys at the opens because they never have any girls,
right?
I still get mat time, and
sure.
I need to clean up.
It's all great practice time, great prep time for it, and obviously it's led to some success this year with 20 wins on the year. Coach Dominish, the other thing she mentioned to us when she nominated you for our athlete of the week is that you've been finished consistently in the top 3 at these tournaments that they've been going to. So how do you, for a tournament as opposed to where you're just wrestling maybe in a duel for one match, how do you lock in and stay sort of locked in for the entirety of a tournament, whether it's one day, one full day, or even a 2-day tournament?
So probably I listen to music a lot.
Okay.
I always have my beats on.
Right.
I just listen to music, and my teammates also we just make the best out of it, being in there. So
awesome.
And as you're going through a meet and you're winning and you're having the success, are you trying to watch your opponent as you're getting ready for the next match? Are you relying on coach, or are you just relying on what you do and trying to stay within yourself and wrestle your own game?
I try to stay within myself, because I try to wrestle my match. I'm not trying to worry about what the other girl's doing or what she's thinking, or not watch her, because that's just gonna make me nervous, and she did this to this girl, she's gonna do that to me too. So I just try to listen to music and stay in my own I don't know.
Yeah, stay in your own headspace, right? Not get too worried about whatever they're doing, but stay focused on what your strengths are, and you know how to attack that. So let's just talk about how you got into this sport of wrestling. And obviously, girls wrestling has, over the last 3, 4, 5 years even now, girls wrestling has grown immensely in our country and certainly within the state of Ohio. When did you start wrestling, and what got you involved?
So I started wrestling my freshman year, but I didn't really compete because my old school didn't have girls wrestling. Okay. So kind of.
So your freshman year at Perry, you start
at Lakeside.
At Lakeside, you're at Lakeside your freshman year. So you got involved a little bit there. So really, you've only been at this a pretty short time, relatively speaking, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
What was it? You mentioned being able to do the open mats and wrestle against boys and other competition. How does that improve your game? I mean, obviously, going against girls, that's what you're used to. But how do the open mats and going against boys kind of help your development?
So like the boys are kind of like when they're wrestling, there's like really different. They're like faster and like everything's like more like aggressive and like they still like I don't know. It's just like it just gives me like sees what I need to clean up and like some girls are like the boys like as they wrestle like
Yeah.
but like I don't know. It just like helps me because it just gives me more like aggression. I have to like try harder. So like I have to really put in work. So like I don't really know.
The first couple times you wrestled or open mats with the boys, were they afraid to wrestle, or did you have to get on them like really? Let's wrestle, like let's go. Not don't take it easy on me. I want to improve. Like, or was it just you guys just went right at it?
We just went like right
Okay.
at it. Like
I know like sometimes when the girls will scrimmage the boys on basketball, like they'll take
Yeah.
it easy and not want to be physical like normal.
Yeah.
But wrestling is a whole different.
I think a lot of the boys like are like used to it now and like
Yeah.
they like treat you the same. Like they kind of treat us as the same as the boys, like as if they were wrestling a boy.
Yeah.
So
Good.
like they give you that same kind of like aggression.
Yeah, and that's good. Again, I think that just comes with time, right? With girls wrestling sort of taking off over these last 5 years. I remember a time even when this is my 15th or 16th year here at Perry, like when any of our wrestlers, which we didn't have girls at all 15 years ago, had to wrestle a girl. It was like, they felt a little bad almost, but then sometimes the girls would beat them.
Yeah,
So
like-
it's not like that anymore, right? I mean,
Yeah.
they're used to boys, girls, same room, practice. They're just wrestlers too. Everybody's a wrestler and just
Yeah.
trying to get better. And like you said, trying to figure out how to tighten things up and how to get better each and every day because it is a grind of a sport. And so let's just talk about the season of wrestling. So you guys start. You mentioned take all of the summer stuff and all the things you're doing in the off season to get ready. Then we start. It's November, and you're starting the practices. You've got to watch what you're eating. You're practicing. You've got tournaments. You've got duels all season long, and then sectionals and district and state aren't until really March. End of February. So it's a long season. How do you handle that grind of doing this very physical, very demanding sport for 4 or 5 months in a row?
Like I don't know. I feel like it's really my teammates and my
Okay.
coaches and like I have so much support like
Right.
from everybody. So like I feel like it's like really positive when I go. So I really enjoy practice and stuff and like being around those people and stuff. So like
Awesome.
it's just like
Good to
it
hear.
makes
I
me
love
wanna go. Like
makes
more.
you
Yes.
want to go. So it doesn't you're not dreading going to practice
Yeah,
every
so-
day. You're like, hey, I'm excited to go, be part of a team, be part of a program,
I'm
be
ready
part
to
of something
go.
that's growing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And as the regular season now is winding down, you guys are getting close to the postseason.
Yep.
What team goals did you guys set at the beginning of the year, and are you guys close to those? And what personal goals did you have this year?
Well, team goals. I think it was to support each other like during our matches and like just a lot of support from each other because like that really helps when you're at a tournament. And like personal goals, my personal goal is to like just wrestle good, eat healthier. Like
Yeah.
it was like to make the weight that I want to make, so 155.
155. Okay.
Yeah, and I think my personal goal was to qualify for districts
Okay.
because I didn't last year, so I
Yeah.
really want to this year.
All right. Well, 20-7 is the overall record for Maddie. Certainly, you have a good shot to do that, and congratulations on a fantastic season so far, and all of the hard work that you've put into this sport and the off season and the summer. It's truly impressive, and Coach Dominish had nothing but great things to say. So, as we get you out of here for the day. Before we let you go, we'll have some get to know you questions, but best of luck as we start this run into sectionals, and good luck getting on to districts. We'll update everybody here as you guys move on and see how it goes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. All right, Maddie, before we get you out here, just again, some get to know you questions. We'll rip right through these. What is your favorite food?
My favorite food is probably Chipotle.
Okay.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I'm a big Chipotle fan myself. Favorite subject in school?
Favorite subject in school, if I had to pick a subject.
Yeah, right. I know, right?
Let's see. Does global foods count?
Okay, it sure does.
Yeah.
Mrs. Bezick does a great job in
I love her class
global
so much.
foods. It's a great class. I am a big fan of the grilled cheese competition, and I get asked. Not everybody sort of. She sends an email out asking for judges, so I'm always the first to sign up for the grilled cheese challenge because I like what you guys do in that class. That's awesome. How about a favorite movie, or if not a movie, like a television show or series?
So television show, probably like Stranger Things or like Criminal Minds or like.
Okay, awesome. Any hobbies outside wrestling? I mean, you went into some pretty good detail here about, you're pretty dedicated to this sport. You're doing stuff all the time, almost year round. Any hobbies outside of your time on the mat?
I like going to the beach. I don't know if that's a hobby. But
it sure is. Heck yeah.
Swimming,
especially when it's nice. Yeah, swimming in the beach. It's a good place to be. Especially when it's warm. Unlike, it was up 50s yesterday. I'm like, well, I felt like 80 for a second. Favorite app or game on your phone?
Probably Roblox.
Roadblocks. All right, Mr.
I haven't had that in a while. Okay. I do know of that one.
Okay, you've heard of it. So far, your wrestling career here. Any favorite memories of Perry? You've been here for a couple years. What so far? What are you taking out of here as one of your top memories?
Top memories from wrestling. I don't know. Like when we stay in hotels and like we joke around. Like I don't know.
Team bonding, right?
Basically team bonding with the car rides and stuff.
Yeah.
Because we go to when we went to Bellefontaine last year, it was so fun. Like we were all in the car, and I don't even know. We just laughing and joking about literally everything.
That I'm telling you, Maddie, that's one of our most popular answers that we get on the show. So it obviously does show that our kids and our athletes really like the team time together. Spending the night in a hotel is a unique opportunity and a great time to sort of grow and become closer and better friends and all that kind of stuff. It's a great team bonding experience. So that's awesome. If you could visit any place in the world, money's not an object, where would you want to go?
Probably Canada.
Canada. All right. Not too far away, so it's in the realm of possibilities. All right, Maddie Hedge, thanks for being here today. Really appreciate the time. Congratulations on a great year so far, and best of luck at sectionals here at the end of the month.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Then, Maddie, we'll get you on out here and back to class. Hopefully your teacher's good with that. There's your certificates, and we appreciate the time. We'll update as Maddie and the rest of the girls wrestlers head off into the sectional tournament here at the end of February.
Yeah, you're in that point now where all the hard work is paid or is going to pay off as you start to get into those districts and sectionals, and then eventually down to state. So yeah, a great season so far, not just for Maddie, but for the entire girls wrestling.
Yeah, it's really, we have more girls involved now than ever in the sport. Middle school as well. Our middle school team has grown. Our high school team has grown, and I think you're just going to see that continue. To those numbers to get higher each and every year, and more success stories like this are gonna come out of it again, because I think our coaches put a good program in place for them to have success, and then obviously the athlete has to buy in. So we can offer all of these things, like she mentioned, going to Spire, going to Menor, open mats, the opportunities to wrestle, whether it's male, female, she doesn't care. She just wants to get better and tighten things up. But unless the athlete does that, we can offer 1,000 different things, and if the athlete doesn't do it and have the motivation to do it, it's really not going to go anywhere. But in this case, they sort of mesh together, and you can see she's having some really good success this year.
Yeah, the dedication is there, and that's what leads to the success. You just keep going one after another, and the other part of this, since we're on to wrestling, let's go over to the boys' side. They had their duels at West Geauga, a very intense, trying to follow it on X and trying to keep up with everything. It seemed like it was back and forth all day long.
It was back and forth. We took care of Padua to start off the day. So we had 3 teams at West Geauga. Only one can advance out to the state tournament down in Columbus, which is this coming Saturday. So this was this past Saturday. We take care of Padua 39-31 to start the day. And then, West G sort of waiting there in the wings. They didn't have to wrestle anybody. They had to bye into the final against us that day. And then it was pretty much go from back and forth from the beginning. I mean, we hit the ground running. They countered with some things. Abby Cornwell had a huge sort of surprise victory in that. I don't think they were expecting us to put her out on the mat. They were expecting to take a forfeit there because we don't have any boys at 106. She wrestles at 106 and she pins the kid within 30 seconds. I mean, she took care of business, and we just talked with Maddie, like, the girls don't care if it's a boy or girl, it doesn't matter, and the boys are getting better, but I don't think West G expected that. So that was literally a 12-point swing. They were expecting to get 6 points there. we counter with Abby. She gets the pin. We get 6 points instead. So 12-point swing there. And then just a battle. Landon Rusnak had an overtime loss. He was a little banged up with an elbow and got hurt a little toward the end. That match went to overtime, and we ended up losing that one. But it's just some tremendous battles out there. Cooper Schlau had, against one of their better wrestlers, really went to town and took care of business. So, we lost some.
Yeah.
They won. They lost some. It was truly, like you said, back and forth is the best way to describe it. We ultimately ended up losing 33-31, and like we talked about last week, those duels come down to, you get 3 points for a win, you get 4 points for a technical, you get 5 points for a major. Or I'm probably messing that up, but you get 3, 4, 5, or 6 points, and they all sort of play into that final score, and we ended up 2 points short on Saturday.
Yeah, and that's the part where we've talked about it even when Coach was in here. The strategy that goes along with that, where you have to pick. And again, as you mentioned, West G probably thought, well, 106, you're going through their roster. Okay, that's it. And then you come out and you pull the surprise card, and that's what makes that match and those duels so interesting than your traditional.
It was exciting again, even to come up a little short was an exciting match. It was actually one of the best duels. I told people this right after. One of the best duels that I've seen in a very long time, because every match was highly contested. Every point mattered, and everybody in the gym knew it. So it's almost like playoff baseball, where every pitch starts to matter, where it's just a little different than a regular season game or a pitch or anything like that. Like everything matters on those duels, and again, we've qualified the previous 2 years, so hats off to West G. They're going to go represent Northeast District this weekend in Columbus, and we'll be back though.
Yes.
We will be back, ready to go for our sectionals, districts, and state level tournaments coming up here at the end of February.
And then let's go over to the hardwood. Let's start with the boys.
Yep.
Their 7-game win streak unfortunately came to an end last night at Kirtland, but now over 500, 10-9 on the season.
Yes.
I want to say they were 14th at the last time I looked in the RPI. So again, everything has been trending in that right direction since the first half of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. 7 wins in a row. I can't tell you the last time that's happened on the boys basketball side or girls. It's you've had runs, but 7 wins in a row. A lot of them on the road as well. Like if we had 7 home games in the row, you might think, okay, but we did a lot of damage on the road. And last night it came to an end. Kirtland's a very strong basketball team. Have some great basketball players in that program, and so expected to go in there and have a tough game last night, and that's how it worked out. But again, we will be back. We've got 3 regular season games left. We've got we're at Madison Friday, so take a drive down Middle Ridge Road Friday at 6:15. So it's only a JV at 5 and a varsity at 6:15. So a little earlier start than normal. Take a drive. Let's get our kids out there. It's going to be a good atmosphere. The stands will be packed there. Let's pack the stands for this team in a rivalry game where, again, now coming off a loss, we're really going to need it. It's the last game that will count toward the standings of voting. So if going in 11-9 as opposed to 10-10 is a big difference. And we're currently 12th right now in that district level, and maybe we'll fall back to 14 after last night, but we could go right back up to a 10, 11, or 12 if we can get Madison taken care of on Friday night, and then we'll know where we will play. We can update that next week for the boys.
Yeah, and then on the girls' side, we'll touch on where they're going here in a second. But they're 14-6 on the season. Exciting win against Rootstown on Saturday. Yep. Unfortunately, let one slip away against Grand Valley, but they're closing out with 2 strong games left.
Yeah, and we've got Riverside tomorrow night, so it's our last regular season home game of the year. As you mentioned, we'll talk about our postseason home games, which hopefully we'll have a couple of those. But February 12th, Thursday, we're going to actually end up playing a triple header that day. Our boys freshmen are going to play at 4:30. We'll have our JV girls play at 6 for 2 quarters. And then 6:45 approximately, between 6:45 and 7 is when the varsity will take on Riverside, who won the WRC, Western Reserve Conference champions, are coming to our place to play. And just another game that's going to get us ready for this postseason run. And it's sort of opposite. The boys had a really tough schedule at the beginning, and it had played some really, really strong teams early on. And the girls, here at the end, were really piling these ones on. Riverside was actually supposed to be earlier in the year, and it was a snow day cancellation. But the way it's worked out, we've had Gilmore, Chagrin Falls, Gilmore, Rootstown, Grand Valley, Riverside, and then Geneva is always a tough game, and we're at their place. So these games are all preparing us, win, lose, or draw. Like they're getting us ready for the postseason. And I do want to say that game against Rootstown was incredible. We really executed down the stretch, a back and forth game. And man, that was a great win against the team that was in the state Final Four last year for Division 5.
Yeah, and that one, like you said, back and forth, and then that helped push them to the 6th seed. So in Division 4, the Northeast bracket number 1, they are in the 6th seed, and they'll face Jefferson.
Jefferson right off the bat, and that'll be a home game. That's February 19th. So that's a Thursday. We're going to play back-to-back Thursdays at home. This Thursday against Riverside, then Thursday the 19th. Against Jefferson at 7 p.m. That'll be a 7 p.m. game. If we win that game, which we'll be favored to do, we would host the district semifinal in all likelihood against Trinity, who is the 7 seed. So we'd have a 6-7
Yeah, right. Great.
Okay, matchup. And then we would head off to Lordstown for a district final if we're able to take care of the Trinity Trojans on the 24th of February. The district final would be at 1 p.m. on Saturday, the 28th.
And if things continue to go in the right direction, it could potentially be a rematch with Gilmore, who knocked them off just last week. But again, if you're Perry, you're now back to full strength, so maybe that game turns a little different.
I would love another shot against Gilmore, and I'm sure Coach Infalvi and the girls would as well. And essentially being at full strength and having Mia back and everything to sort of give them a run. So it'll probably come down to Gilmore and Norton on the other side of the bracket. So Norton is the number 2 seed overall, and Gilmore is not as high, but again, they were a younger team that probably took their licks here at the beginning of the year, but they've certainly gotten better as time has gone on, and they're probably going to match up with Norton in that other district semi. So something we can keep up to date as we go here. But the girls' draw meeting was last Sunday, so we certainly know what their path is. And the good news is we get 2 home games out of it. As long as we take care of business that first night against Jefferson, we'll be home against Trinity on the 24th of February.
And then this is a big weekend for both boys and girls swim.
It is. We are at sectionals for both teams. We don't have diving. You only have district level diving, so Traxton gets the weekend off. But our swim teams will be there at Cleveland State. We start Friday, and that's start their quest really for state qualifying. You've got to qualify from sectionals to districts, and then out of districts to the state level. And I think we talked about this last week, or I was talking to somebody about it last week. Like, it's Northeast Ohio typically, and then Cincinnati.
Right.
Those are the 2 hotbeds of swim. So if you can get out of the district meet and qualify for states, you're doing something right, because you're probably going to have a very good chance of placing at the state level, because those 2 districts, the Northeast and the Southwest, are so strong in the sport of swim.
And if I was reading Coach Allen's Twitter the right way, it looked like gymnastics. They're at a Chalk It Up event coming up tonight.
Yes, Kenston, I believe, is hosting that event. So it's one of those, another tournament where the girls will have that opportunity to, again, they're trying to get better each week and improve and peak. I think you're seeing it with boys basketball, where we're peaking at the right time toward the end. All of our athletes want to be peaking in February and March and not in November. So, I think gymnastics is just another example of that, and where everything they do now, they're fine-tuning, they're tweaking, getting ready for sectionals and districts, which will be at Hudson High School and then that state tournament is the first weekend in March. So we'll keep everybody up to date as we get a little further along and closer to those postseason dates for gymnastics.
Yeah, and then the only winter sport we haven't talked about yet is the new club sport of bowling. And I know we're going to have our athlete of the week coming up here in a moment, but they've put together another fantastic season. And we talked a little bit about it last week, and they were into their final push.
Yeah, they really were. Finished 7th in the CVC tournament. Out of 10 teams. So I know that maybe doesn't sound. A lot of our teams were used to we're runner up or we're in first place or we're this, but. We had 10 bowlers on the team, boy-wise. We had 3 girls. Of those, only, 3 of them, I believe, had 2 years of experience. So most of our people are brand new. So to come out and come out in 7th place and then use that sort of momentum to go into the sectional tournament over at Wycliffe this past weekend. We didn't qualify anybody out, but again, just sort of building and starting this sport almost really from scratch last year, a half a year last year, and this is our first full year. So let's call up Caleb Burns. Come on up, Caleb. He is our male athlete of the week. He's representing our bowling team this year or this week on the podcast. And Caleb, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. You get a couple of certificates here. You get a free meal deal from DQ and then a box combo from Canes. So we want to thank both of those establishments for their continued support of our Athlete of the Week program. Let's just dive right into it, Caleb, and sort of just put a bow on what is our second year, really. But last year was we only started in January of last year, so really a half year last year, our first full season of bowling. How did it go? Let's just sum it up from there, and then we'll sort of dive into the details.
So our bowling season so far has gone all right by beginner standards.
Sure.
We actually had somewhat of a decent roster starting off, but because of the costs, people quit.
Right.
But as a team, we've improved quite a bit since we've begun. Our scores have improved significantly.
Right.
And we did do better this season during CVC and sectionals than last year.
Yeah, absolutely. And that 7th place in the CVC out of 10 teams that were there that day with so many new people on the team, I think it's really it talks a lot. Just like you mentioned, you're getting better every week. You're getting more experience every week. You're getting match experience, practice experience, and it's all relatively new for pretty much everybody on the team. So to take 7th is an impressive feat in really only year 1.5 of having a bowling team here at Perry.
Mm-hmm. And I got to thank Brent Cananan for that because he's a great coach.
Yeah.
He actually taught me everything there is to bowling in just the first week of practice last year.
Yeah. Well, for certain, Coach Cannon does a great job. It's a volunteer position, so it's a club sport here at Perry. We're brand new. That's how things get started. Mm-hmm. Is that you got to be a club sport first. You're sort of going to have those costs involved with the sport that are passed on to the athletes, unfortunately. But the coaches are volunteering their time, and it's because they want to grow the program and get it better. So certainly Coach Cannon's done a great job. He's worked closely with Sunny Lanes out in Geneva to sort of find us a home. I've spoken to them a couple of times. We talked to several different bowling alleys in the area, and Sunny Lanes sort of embraced us, our team, with sort of open arms and has welcomed us in and tried to make it as affordable as possible for as many people. So how is it bowling out there? It's in Geneva. It's right off of Route 90. You guys are getting there on your own. You're driving there. We don't have any bowling lanes here at Perry, right? in the back in the field house. You got to go and sort of get there. How has that experience been out at Sunny Lanes?
Going out to Sunny Lanes every week actually hasn't been that bad.
Okay.
It's only about 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
And I take the back roads there. You can take the freeway too.
Sure.
But just 20 minutes, it's not really a big deal, especially for the amount of practice we get out of it. 2 hours for 3 days a week.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
That's 6 hours a week.
Yeah, 6 hours a week to practice, and then you throw your meets into there, or the matches into there as well.
Yeah.
And take us through a practice. So are you working on your own stuff individually? Are you guys trying to face each other as, set up different teams to continue to push each other?
So practices are more individual based. The coach guides us through on what to do individually. just based off of what we've done previous practices and matches, see what we need to improve on. Because a lot of bowling is focusing on your form, because that's all you really need. Doesn't matter what type of ball you're using, it just matters how you use it.
So, yeah, that's one of the questions that we have down for you here, and I'm not a bowling aficionado, so, but do you, okay, yeah. So are you using 2 fingers, 3 fingers? Are you spinning the ball? Are you no fingers? I mean, I've seen people do that.
Yeah.
How did Coach, you mentioned how well he taught you from the beginning. How did he want you to sort of approach the sport?
Well, I myself use a 3-finger ball.
Okay.
The team has a very wide variety of hand types. So one of our teammates bowls 2-handed with no holes. My closest friend on the team, he has a strike ball and a spare ball.
Okay.
One of those is only 2-fingered.
Okay.
And he also has a no-finger ball.
Wow.
For the spares.
Okay. That's a spare ball.
Yeah.
Okay. And are you spinning the ball?
I do not spin the ball myself.
I don't either. Not that I bowl a lot.
Yeah, right.
Everyone I do.
Yeah, I have a T-zone, which is a straight ball.
Okay.
But Brent Cananan actually, he suggested something very cool to me, and that's going from the left side of the lane into the pocket by going all the way to the gutter and then shooting at the one arrow on the left. And that leads me right into the pocket if I do it correctly, which more often than not results in a strike.
Okay.
Now, are you a 5-step, a 3-step? Are you right at the line to throw? How do you?
I'm a 4-step.
Okay.
4-step.
Yeah, I think like a lot of people maybe our age, like bowling was the first sport you were introduced to, and like kids now it's probably soccer. So like back, like I remember being in leagues on Saturday and Sunday and doing all these different things, and actually having to manual score, and not to go too old man on you, but I'm interested in that because it's the process of it. It's practicing what you're comfortable with. So if it's 4 steps, if I hit my 4 steps right and get it into the pocket, I'm going to have success. So the other part of that too. So when did you start bowling?
Yeah.
So I didn't really go out bowling that much when I was little, only every once in a while. So really I started bowling just a couple of years ago because that's when I truly started making friends in high school. And so we went out to bowl quite a bit at Wycliffe Lanes.
Okay.
And there, of course, I wasn't really that good because the team hadn't started yet. But eventually the idea arose, like, hey, why don't we start a bowling club here at the school?
Yeah.
Get some guys together to do it. And turned out good, I'd say.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's just getting this thing going and hoping to keep the momentum and grow it year after year. Sort of very similar to girls wrestling that we've seen sort of take off and explode the last 5 years. They started off with 1 or 2, and we're working our way up. And I see bowling doing the same thing. What's your highest personal score this season, or is it this season where your personal high, or was it last year?
My personal high score was about 180, which isn't too bad, but not like tournament winning.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure that was this year.
Okay.
And I scored only 175 yesterday at Notre Dame.
Right.
Now, for you, is this? How did I want to phrase this? For you going forward, is there a lane or a place that you like to bowl? Again, everyone probably sees and thinks every lane's the same, but that's not the case.
No. Some lanes, the machines, the ball returns, they get in your way, especially for mine.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, sometimes I have to start from the right and then make my way left to the lane. My favorite would have to be our home lanes, sunny lanes, because the machines are far back.
Okay.
So they don't intrude on your space.
Plenty of space. Where were you at yesterday? Where's NDCL Bowl?
What was it called? I forgot what it was.
Menor? No.
It was like 50 minutes away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So they're out there. Somewhere in Geauga County.
That's what I was going to say,
maybe.
Probably not Chardon, but a little bit further, probably in that Kenston, West G area.
And it was a gigantic lane, too.
Okay.
What was it? Like 50 lanes?
Wow.
geez.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe Solon, too.
Yeah.
They've got some big ones. All right, so every lane, just like every pool is not the same, as we've come to find out with our swimmers. Like, there's some pools that are faster than others. What is it? So is the ball machine the biggest thing, or is it how they take care of their lanes, how they're oiled, how they're sort of taken care of, I guess, lack of a better word.
So oil patterns, they're very different depending on where you go, because there's sectionals.
Yeah.
They use a specific type of oil.
Okay.
And then it also just depends on the house that you go to.
Yeah.
And obviously it's not all the machine,
Yeah.
because, oil.
Yeah. Right. Oil patterns.
Yeah, and I did. Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
And
Right.
sometimes the lanes are made with real wood, other times they're synthetic.
Okay.
And that also affects the oil, because with real wood, the oil might seep through it a little bit and over time just become drier. Synthetic lanes don't do that.
Okay. And so, what was the toughest team we bowled this year, in your opinion?
I'm not really sure.
No.
Nah. And for you, just take us through this part. So in a match, how many of you guys are on a team together, and you guys are bowling a series? So you're bowling 3 games to get your scores combined, right?
Yes.
So how many other teammates do you have?
So on average, depending on who shows up, I have 4 other teammates.
Okay.
And that's all you need for a match.
For a team,
just 5
5,
players.
yeah.
Occasionally, one player might not show up. So thankfully, we have 6 people on the team officially. So just in case one person shows up, we have a substitute.
Perfect. All right, Caleb. Well, so the season is essentially over. We've got one more little get together tonight out at Sunny Lanes. We had senior night tonight out there. We're going to turn into a little bit of inter squad. Warren Howland, who we were playing, has a transportation issue, so they're not able to actually get there. But one last event to sort of wrap up the year, and then we'll continue to sort of talk about it, and I'm sure you guys will as bowlers and as wanting to get more people to join next year. And I know Coach Cannon will do a great job of getting info out there for anybody out there who's interested in bowling. Girls, boys, doesn't matter. We'll keep promoting it and see if we can keep growing this thing. Mm-hmm. Before we get you out of here, Caleb, just some get to know you questions here. No wrong answers for these.
All right.
What is your favorite food?
Oh, I don't really know.
No favorite food? Any food?
I make a lot of hearty stuff at home.
Oh, okay.
Like, we go to this place called New Creation Farms. They
Okay.
sell very good natural sirloin steaks.
Okay.
And good chicken too.
Really? Where is that at? Is it close by?
It's relatively close
okay.
by, like 20 minutes away.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, and they sell really good milkshakes too in the summer.
Oh, okay. That's always good.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite subject in school?
I'm not actually sure about that, because that was never really a question that I answered or
Yeah.
made my mind up on.
Yeah,
It just depends on the year, really.
on the year. Okay.
If-
What do you think? So like this year, and we're only a couple weeks in here to the second semester. What are you liking so far?
Well, I've only taken one class this year.
Okay.
And that's the health class that I'm required to take.
Right.
I think I do have an answer for the
Okay.
question, though.
Fair enough.
Previously,
Yeah.
previous years, if the teacher is good and
Yeah.
entertaining, then history.
History's
'Cause
okay.
In middle school, it was fantastic. We
Yeah.
had Mr. Perry,
Yes.
Mr. Nemechek,
Yeah.
great teachers.
Awesome.
Made history very entertaining.
Awesome.
I still haven't forgotten some of Mr. Nemechek's history lessons.
Yes, he's going to go down as an all-time great here. He still shows up to
Yes.
events. He's still here. He's still coming out.
What made
Him
him
and
great
Mr. Bales.
is that he would act out
Yes.
events.
I've heard about this.
Yeah.
I've heard stories.
If only we filmed some of them.
Yeah, that's true. We could have posted them on YouTube
Yeah,
and made some
fantastic.
money, maybe. Favorite movie, and if not a movie, show, television series.
So, my favorite movie since 2011 has been Real Steel, because
Okay.
I was a 4-year-old when it came out who was
Ah.
very into robots.
Okay.
And I just saw the robots punching each other, and I was like, wow, that's so cool.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it. Hobbies, anything outside of bowling? Obviously, we're wrapping up the season. What do you like to do outside of athletics or academics here at Perry?
Well, I used to be a golfer here, but I
Okay.
don't do that anymore.
Right.
What else do I do? I don't really go out all that much.
Yeah.
But like I said, I do bowl with the guys.
Yeah.
I do
Hanging
have
out.
get-togethers with them.
Yeah,
play-
hanging out with them.
Play at the Wii.
Right, the Wii.
Yeah, that was.
Well, that's
the
where we're going to bring us into our next
Yeah.
question. Any apps or games on your phone that you say are your favorite?
Well, I'm an avid Boom Beach player.
Boom Beach.
Boom
Not
Beach.
heard
I
of
never
that.
heard of that one.
It's
Take
a
that one
Supercell game.
Okay.
Same guys who made Clash of Clans.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Boom Beach. Excellent. All right. Visit any place in the world, and it's not money's not an object. Where would you want to go?
I choose Italy.
Italy is a good
Yes.
choice for sure.
Good
I'm watching
food.
the Olympics right now. It's beautiful. Looks beautiful on the TV. So, all right, Caleb, thanks for being here. Appreciate your time.
Thank you for
Congratulations on a great season and for representing the bowling team today. And good luck as we continue to try to build the program up.
Thanks.
All right, thanks for being here, Caleb Burns, bowling.
Yeah, that's the part. Another exciting team and another sport to grab onto. I mean, we've seen how wrestling, girls wrestling, like we talked about earlier, has exploded over the last couple of years. Bowling could be in that same realm if you come out and you start supporting and get it to be instead of a club sport, a real sanctioned sport here at Perry.
Yeah, and the OHSA has done a great job of sort of building it. Just like with girls flag football, it's a club sport for us. The OHSAA is sanctioning their postseason tournament this year. There's going to be an OHSAA state flag football champion for girls, and they do a great job with bowling too. And even though not every school has it, they still embrace it, and it's grown statewide over the last 5 or 6 years. And so we're happy to offer it here when we have somebody off, when Coach Cannon approached me and said, "How do we do this?" All right, here's sort of things we have to go through, the hoops we got to jump through and be a club sport for a number of years, but continue to grow it and show that there's an interest, and we'll see what happens. But yes, hats off to bowlers for a great end of season, and again, all of our winter teams. Again, like we've talked about sort of endlessly here, we're at the go time for the majority of our sports. So these next 3 or 4 weeks, you're going to see we're going to have coaches on here. We'll have Coach Anfalvi next week. We'll have Coach Trent Niley on. We hope to get Coach Arapes on for gymnastics. If we get anybody out of the district meet, we'll have Coach Ice Fun on. And our focus with all of them will be, all right, it's postseason time. What do we got coming, and what's on the horizon? So
yeah, and that's the part. You mentioned girls will play tomorrow here against Riverside. Boys are at Madison on Friday. Swim is Friday at Cleveland State. So there's a lot going on in the next 48 to 72 hours here for
absolutely, and really from now until February 28th, there's an event almost every day. Because then the girls are at Geneva on Saturday, even on Valentine's Day. We're going to have some freshman games here for boys basketball as they wrap up their season. So it's a busy time. But it's a fun time as well, and it's time for our teams to sort of shine and all that work they've put in off season, regular season practices, regular season matches and games. Now it's all highlighted by this postseason run and what we can do. So it's going to be exciting. Next 3 or 4 weeks, looking forward to it.
Yeah, spring practices are right around the corner. I know that the softball team's already trying to convince Carino into a midnight practice, but that affects her schedule, so there's no way.
Carino's
there's no way that's happening.
Yeah, she's pretty set in her way. She gets up at like 4 a.m.
Exactly.
So if she's up at midnight, she's going to throw her all off, and you're just going to make her cranky.
Yep.
So I wouldn't recommend it, but maybe they'll convince her.
No,
we'll
it's
see what
already
happens
been
now. It's
denied
been
quickly.
denied, yeah.
I told him to go at 4 a.m. But
yeah, do that.
The girls
She's awake
didn't like that.
She's like, she's probably spinning or weightlifting or something. So, yeah, get on the 4 a.m. is a good call. Well, and that will be next Tuesday.
Right.
Is that the first day? So I mean, it's crazy. Our gyms are packed. Everybody asks when is the busiest time, and it's really now until spring break, because once softball starts and then baseball starts the next week, we have indoor track going on. We'll update that as we go as well. We've got some indoor track. The indoor state tournament will be the first weekend in March. So there's pretty much now until spring break or until the weather breaks. Our gyms are at max capacity from 2:30 to 9 p.m. each and every day. So no one wants to be outside. No one's able to be outside most days. So that's just what we're up against.
Yep.
But we're very fortunate from that. There's schools that certainly don't have the facilities we do. So we're very fortunate. And best of luck to all of our teams here as we go. We'll update. We'll be back for week 23, updating this Valentine's Day weekend events and all that. Until then, go Pirates.